Which shoe should you buy? Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? Hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. Unfortunately, folks, summer is not yet, but soon coming to a close. And when I think back on all the shoes that I've tried this summer, two really stand out to me the most, and that is the ASICS Superblast and the New Balance Balos. P.S. There is a cricket in here that I can't find, and it's making noise, so if you hear it, I apologize. When I sit and think about why I like these shoes so much, there's a couple of different reasons. For one, they're both extremely cushioned. And not only are they extremely cushioned, but they are cushioned with some of the most premium foams that their brands have. They're both great for the long, easy stuff, but they still are able to maintain a smidge of versatility if you want to pick up the pace in either of these shoes. They're also the exact same price. You get where I'm going with this, right? Well, today we're gonna go through the similarities and differences of both of these shoes, starting with the upper, going down to the midsole, the outsole, and anything else that we can find about these two shoes. And hopefully by the end, you can determine which one you would buy, and I will tell you which one I would buy. But before we do the damn thing, I want to ask that if you're not subscribed to this channel, if you could please go and do so. I'm trying to get to 30K by the end of the year, but I certainly can't do it without the help of all of you, and every subscription counts. So please go subscribe. And if you want a little more running content from me, if one video a week on YouTube isn't enough, then I suggest you go and follow me on Instagram at RunLikeKeller. I'm posting shoe reels, shoe photos, my Strava runs, all that kind of stuff. So it's just another place to go, at RunLikeKeller on the gram. Before we get started today, I do want to let you know that this shoe was sent to me by ASICS and the Balos was sent to me by New Balance. However, neither company is going to see this video before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all of my opinions are always my very own. As always, let's start with the upper of the Superblast 2 and the Balos. Okay, so here in the Superblast 2, ASICS is using a woven mesh material. It has qualities of knit, but really I think I put this more in the mesh category. It's going to be a coarser, more structured material, lots of ventilation in the forefoot. The tongue is almost like a neoprene material, thinner obviously, and it is gusseted. And the back of this shoe, the heel counter, certainly holds your foot in place. I like this upper a lot. It opens up from my toes display in that forefoot. I definitely have over 50 miles in this shoe by now, and it's holding up really well, really not a scratch on the thing. It gives me no hot spots, blisters, or irritation. So overall, this is a really, really good upper that I can't find too many things to complain about, or anything really. Here in the New Balance Balos, they have a creel mesh. Again, not really sure what creel means, but however, that is what they're using here. It is a softer material, maybe molds to your foot a little better rather than the Superblast that kind of keeps its structure. The tongue on this shoe is a stretchy knit, and it is gusseted. And if you go to the back, the heel counter is also fairly sturdy. This is also a really comfortable upper. The material is thin, and the fabric under the white layer that covers the top of the shoe does have lots of ventilation, so you are getting some breathability through that forefoot. This shoe also probably has about 50 miles, maybe a little less, and I have noticed that the laces are getting a little bit janky, if you can tell. They're kind of fraying, if you will. And then I have another issue with this upper that really did not show its face until recently, but I am getting some rubbing like right here on the medial side of the upper, and it's giving me a bit of a blister. So that's something that I did not mention in my first impressions of this shoe that has just sort of started. So unfortunate, but other than that, I haven't had any issues in the upper. If I had to pick between these two uppers, I would definitely pick this Superblast because it is not giving me any of that irritation that I'm experiencing in the Balos, and it's structured. I tend to like that a little bit more than a less structured upper. So for me, I'm gonna go with the Superblast 2, but you really can't go wrong either way. Now let's move on down to the midsoles. The Superblast 2 is utilizing two different types of foam. On the top, you have the Flight Foam Turbo Plus material. That is their premium super shoe foam. And then there is a bottom layer of Flight Foam Blast Plus Eco. The Blast Plus Eco just gives that super shoe foam a little more structure, firmness, and just makes it a better shoe for daily training. Now here in the Balos, they're giving you their highest quality fresh foam X with a PIBA blend. blend. It's the same PIBA that's used in their super shoes, but it is blended with that standard Fresh Foam X to give you a more versatile ride, but you still get that premium feel from the super shoe foam. Not only that, but they also have a very intense rocker or curve upward in this shoe that they call their camber geometry, which just helps to roll you forward in your stride. So now you see how these two shoes are pretty similar in design and make. Both of them have some aspect of the premium super shoe foams that are provided by their brand. But how do these rides compare to one another? Well, I'm gonna say that the Balos, if you're looking for a really soft feeling shoe, the Balos is gonna be the one that you're gonna want to go for. There is just no shortage of cushioning in this shoe. It is soft as can be, and that roll forward, that camber geometry really does help to make it not feel super sloppy. You just roll right through your stride, and it is a really pleasant feeling. In the Superblast 2, you're still getting plenty of cushioning. I mean, look at the thing. It's got no shortage of cushioning whatsoever, but it's gonna feel a little different. You are gonna feel that softness and that sink into the shoe, but I would say the Superblast is slightly firmer. It's a bit more of a ridger ride, where the Balos feels a lot more flexible. I would say the Balos feels bouncier, while the Superblast feels more responsive. Both of these shoes can handle double-digit miles without any issue. And I also think that if you want to take these out for a tempo run, or just a run where you're going long but adding a couple strides in there or a little workout, they both can handle that, no problem. Stability wise, they're both neutral. I would say maybe this Superblast is a little more stable than the Balos. I'm overpronating in both, but neither one makes my foot uncomfortable in any way. They are my favorite shoes of the summer, so it really begs the question, like, which one would I even pick? Originally, when I made the Balos video, I said I maybe like it over the Superblast, but now I'm really not so sure. And I think maybe if I had to pick one of these midsoles, I might actually go Superblast, just because I feel like it is gonna be a more versatile shoe. I do like the fact that it's not a really super soft shoe, like it gives that cushioning, but it also definitely gives that reaction and response. You get that here too, folks, don't get me wrong, but there are some runs where I think maybe the Balos could feel a little too soft. So I guess the Superblast edges it out, but it's really tough, and on any given day, I can pick up one of these over the other, and I have. I also feel like maybe the Superblast midsole will be a little more durable because it feels more resilient. This is, again, very soft and squishy, so I'm wondering if it'll compress quicker. And it just seems like the shoe in general is not holding up as well as the Superblast, which we'll get to now with the outsole. Let's talk about them, shall we? The ASICS Superblast 2 is utilizing ASICS grip rubber. Now the Balos is utilizing some EVA ground contact foam with some strategic blown rubber. I believe that blown rubber is probably what you see at the tip of the shoe, the orange and the black at the bottom of the shoe. Now I have more miles on the Superblast than I do on the Balos, and as you can see just from me holding them up here, the Superblast is looking in a lot better shape than the Balos is. Let's get a close-up of each of these outsoles. You can see there is some discoloration, but really not a lot of wear at all. Like, it is holding up super well. But the Balos is struggling a little bit there. As you can see, there's quite a bit of wear in the center. And also the tread on this black is completely gone. My concern with the Balos' outsole is that it's not going to last as long as the rest of the shoe, whereas I don't necessarily have that feeling about the Superblast 2. Both of these shoes did pretty good on pavement, and I didn't feel like they were slipping out from under me. They were gripping onto it just fine. So it's not a huge issue at this point how much wear that the Balos has, but it could be in the future, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that. So obviously here I gotta go with the Superblast. Both the Superblast 2 and the Balos are $199.95 on runningwarehouse.com, and yes, that is a pricey price. But I think the idea here is that you're getting their top tier training shoe that can really do it all, really put in the miles, and be with you through a full training cycle. If you're interested in picking up either the Balos or the Superblast 2, I will put links in the description of this video. You can click those links and pick up your own pair. Just keep in mind they are affiliate links with the Running Warehouse. However, that doesn't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can keep making these videos and hopefully telling you or helping you to decide which shoe you should buy. The Superblast kind of won out the Balos in every category here, so I'm going to go with the Superblast too. I just think this shoe is so good, so versatile. I love the ride of it, and I just love the structure of this upper. That's not to say though that the Balos isn't a great shoe. In fact, like I said earlier, when I first picked this up and ran in it, I kind of liked it better than the Superblast. But over some time, I've come to realize some things that maybe I prefer a little more about the Superblast than the Balos, but still a great shoe. It is super soft, bouncy, cushy, fun to run in, a joy, pleasant, all the buzzwords. I just have some concerns about the durability and about the blister that I've been getting on my foot wearing the Balos. Let me know in the comments down below which shoe you would buy. Which shoe have you bought? Do you have the Superblast too? Do you have the Balos? Are you not really interested in either? Let me know. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Well, everyone, that concludes this video on which shoe you should buy, the Superblast 2 or the New Balance Balos. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. Looks-wise, I think the Superblast beats it out there too, but this is a pretty nice looking shoe, especially for the fall coming up. Nice fall colors. I have another video for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like heller. See you next time. Look at her living it up. Living it up like the princess that she is. Not giving a single care about shoes, huh? Nope. She's never worn a shoe in her life. Good night.